Alright guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of Tom's Outdoor Channel. Today, we're going to be doing a Flintlock small game hunt. Squirrel and rabbit are both in season. Very much doubt we'll see rabbit, but I've already seen 3 squirrels in the parking area where I can't shoot them. So hopefully that means the critters are moving. We'll be able to see a few more up here. I think it's a good day for squirrels. It's been cold. Yesterday we had gale force winds, gusts up to 55 miles an hour. Today it's much calmer. It's supposed to be in the 40s. With any luck, the squirrels will come on out of wherever they've been sheltered for the past couple days and try to feed today on the ground from all the mass that's been knocked out of the trees into wind, from the wind. It's the maiden voyage for the Kibler Fowler. Got her built up, hopefully. I don't know if that video will come out before this one or after it. I got a good feeling today. I think there's a good chance I'll nab my first Flintlock kill. I'd like to take a deer with the rifle, but I'll take a squirrel with a smooth bore. I got no problem with that. I got no way of taking deer today. It is still deer season. And I can shoot round balls out of this gun, but I don't have any 62 cal round balls, or 600s. All I got is shot. Speaking of shot, you just watched me load up with a historically accurate small game load using 50 grains of 3F powder and an over powder wad of greased linen tow, about 7/8 ounce or an ounce of number 6 shot, lead shot, and then an overshot wad of ungreased tow. Now, I was doing a lot of research about Flintlock smoothbore small game loads, and a lot of people are using modern components, nitro cards, cardboard wads, felt wads, stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that if that's the way you want to go. I'm sure they perform better. But my way of thinking is, why am I going to use a 200, 300-year-old weapon if I'm not going to use 200 or 300-year-old ammunition or loadings? It doesn't make sense to me. If I wanted to use modern components, I'd use a modern shotgun. That's not why I bought the Flintlock. So let me shut up and get to looking for these tree rats. I'm hearing movement on both sides of me, up here and this way. I don't see anything though. I hear louder over here. is it. Somewhere around here. Stay tuned. Fall. I think he's gonna. He looks wedged up in the tree. I might have to shoot him again just to get him down. Oh, dang it. He's up in the tree, and he's hurt. I want to try to get him down, but I can't see him. Well, I'm headed home early. Never could recover that squirrel. I don't know. What the load I was using, or the way I was loading it, must not have been good. Because I hit him the first shot, stunned him. I thought he was going to fall. He recovered himself just enough to get up on a limb. I took a second shot, and that didn't seem to do anything. It was just like it wasn't even loaded. And then I decided to get a little closer. I gave him time. I figured he was wounded, so I gave him time, thinking he'd die and fall out of the tree. Well, after 30 minutes or so, I thought he was dead, but he was just chilling on the limb. So I walked up and got 10 yards and took another shot just to knock him out of the tree. And that definitely hit him. He reacted, but then he climbed further up the tree. So I don't know what's going on. There was blood all over the bottom of the tree. He's unrecoverable. And I decided to go home. I'm not going to go out there. And it wouldn't be ethical for me to just go out there and start maiming squirrels all over the woods. It would have been a great day for squirrel hunting. I saw a ton of them, but until I get that thing patterned or a load worked up, I'm not going to go out there and just wound animals. That's not what I'm about. So hopefully there'll be a part 2 to this video where we ethically harvest a bushel of bushy tails. But it kind of sucks. I don't like wounding things and leaving them in the woods. But if you hunt long enough, it happens. Alright, back out for round 2. I'm going to use the same load as earlier, but I'm going to load it a little bit differently. So we're still using 50 grains of 3F, 1 ounce number 6, still wadding with tow. But when I do my wads, I'm going to shape them a little differently. I'm going to grease them, both over powder and overshot. And I'm going to try to seat them a little more gently. And if that still doesn't work, we've got the 22 pistol with us, just in case, so we don't have a repeat of earlier. It's a learning experience. You know, learning a Flintlock and then learning a Flintlock smoothbore. 2 different things. But you can't learn without doing. So here we are. Got 50 grain powder measure, made a deer antler. Obviously, a horn made out of cow horn. Make this patch lube. I'm greasing my toe wads with the same patch lube I use for my patches. It's a 50-50 mixture of olive oil and beeswax. Now what I read is that's going to help create a gas seal, more so than just loose toe, and it's also going to help prevent it catching on fire and landing somewhere in a pile of dry grass, not glass, which are 2 good things. Hopefully results in dead squirrels and no forest fires. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to modify with this gun, I already know, is get a brass tip to this ramrod to make it a little wider, a little closer to the diameter of the bore. Because this is too narrow, it's hard to seat that stuff flat. More like a plunger shape or funnel shape. Guess you could just go in, like I've got my patches pre-cut and pre-lubed, you could do it with a bunch of toe balls too. Just haven't done it yet. So I'm gonna grease this toe wad up. Get it ready. Guess I need to put shot in it though. might be a squirrel right there. Could have been a bird. Sitting there watching me load the gun. When you're making your shot flasks, make them smaller than this. Turns out lead shot is heavy. You don't really need to carry that much. I'm either going to make a smaller flask or add a wider strap for this. I'm making these about the size of a round ball. Reading on the forums with the old timers, getting some advice on shooting smoothbores for small game. And one of the tips I picked up was to aim for the nose. A lot of time, especially using toe, you'll get a donut-shaped pattern where exactly where you're aiming, there'll be a gap in your shot. If you aim for the nose, the outside of that donut will hit them in the head and not ruin your meat. So if we get the opportunity, that's what we're going to try today. Hopefully they're still moving like they were earlier. Go. I forgot the GoPro at home today, so I have to try to film everything with my cell phone. The GoPro kind of never got the shot angles that I wanted it anyway. That's more a user error than an equipment error, like most things. I came out here to the tree that I shot the one from this morning that I couldn't recover. It was only like 2 hours ago, really. And I found him here on the ground. He was still kicking, but you gotta do what you gotta do. At least he's recovered. It's not ideal, but at least I know he's not hurting anymore, and he won't go to waste. So still don't like it, but it's better than not recovering him. Let's see if we can get some more. Not a whole lot moving this afternoon so far, but I'm gonna sit here for a little while and see what happens. An old trailer. Camper trailer. There's no telling what you find in these hills. This place is weird sometimes. I can hear a whole mess of them out there somewhere. I don't see any though. Maybe that means they're about to start moving. I came over and sat down, looking in the area where all the critters were carrying on. When I sat down, a hawk or an owl or some sort of big bird flew from off the ground, and all the chattering stopped. That's probably what they were yelling at. Guess I'm not the only one hunting squirrels out here. Feet up the hill towards me, but they did the opposite. Two of them stayed in the tree, and I lost them. One of them went to the ground and fed downhill further away, and I've lost him. Speaking of lost, I lost my sit pad, so before it gets dark, I'm gonna go retrace my steps and try to find that. Found it. Cool. Sun's going down. Got about 20 minutes till sundown. So we're about 40 minutes from the car. But I'm gonna walk slow. Just in case. Saw a couple of squirrels this afternoon, nothing in range. No shots, no action. But we recovered the squirrel from this morning, so all's well that ends well. I'll feel better about that. I went home this morning after not recovering. I'm just in a bad mood. I don't like doing that. And I was home for a couple hours and it just didn't sit right with me, so I grabbed my .22 pistol and the Flintlock. Decided I was going to go find him. Use the .22 to shoot him out of the tree if I had to. But I didn't have to. I found him. He was on the ground. So we got him. The Kibler Fowler. There's a raven up there. So, my first Flintlock kill with the Kibler Fowler, 62 bore, with the assistance of a heavy stick, but I'll take it. Alright guys and gals, we are back out here in the National Forest, hunting bushy tails with the smoothbore. It's Christmas Eve. It's pretty warm. I saw one moving earlier today. I haven't seen anything since. What I am seeing though is a ton of dog trucks and a ton of guys running dogs, which, if my understandings of the regulations are accurate, that's not allowed on National Forest. But it's never stopped dog hunters before, in my experience. We're just gonna go a little deeper into the woods. Hopefully they won't bother us. They never really bother you. It's just, you know, if you know, you know. I know there are probably some people wondering, hey, it's still deer season, what are you hunting squirrel for? That's a good question, and I'll tell you. Number one, I'm the only person in my house that will eat deer, and I've already got one in the freezer. So I don't need to be greedy. Number two, I'm only allowed to shoot bucks here, and with it being late season, heavily pressured, the chances of me seeing a deer at all is pretty low. Chances of me seeing an antlered deer even lower. So I'll wait for the next doe day, which is the very last day of season. Number three, squirrel hunting is fun. It's one of my favorite type of hunting. It's kind of like mini deer hunts. You get 3 or 4 squirrels in a day. That was kind of like 3 or 4 mini deer hunts in a day. You don't have to be quite as quiet. You don't have to be quite as still. You get more opportunities for shot, and it helps you learn. The squirrel like the same food sources and habitats as deer. So if you learn to become a better squirrel hunter, you learn to be a better deer hunter, even if it's inadvertently. Last but not least, it's my birthday. And I can do what I want. It's my birthday, I can shoot squirrels if I want to. Squirrels if I want to. Squirrels if I... Shh. I'm officially elderly today. So I can't wait to drive 35 miles per hour in the left lane on my way to the early bird special at the Old Country Buffet. So big hawk just flew into a tree here 20 yards or so in front of me. Sat still for a while. I tried to get some footage of him, but when I went for the camera, he must have seen me and he took off. It's like he's got some sort of hawk vision. Weird. It's a pretty obvious trail. pretty swampy down here. And it looks like decent squirrel country, but just not seeing anything. Not even birds. Usually I see a ton of woodpeckers. All I've seen is that hawk, and he looked hungry. All I hear is hound dogs all around me. That could have something to do with it. That didn't work. Oh. I let that one go. A pack of dogs ran through, and I could hear voices not far behind, so I got up. I'm moving on, trying to get out of earshot at least. Maybe I'll have a better chance. was something making noise over here on the ground. I don't know what it was though. I think I got that one. Once again, did not get it on the GoPro. Alright, let's go check. It's a burning wad of tow in that tree. I guess I gotta figure out how to splash water up there. This time, did a much better job. It's a good size. That's squirrel number 2 with the Gibbler-Fowler build. This time it worked much better than last time. I don't think I was seating the toe evenly, and it wasn't making a good gas seal, so I lost a lot of velocity. When I skinned that squirrel, the first one, there were a ton of pellets in them, but they were just beneath the skin. Didn't really penetrate. So yeah, it must have just been low velocity. This time, he right away fell out of the tree dead. Dead as dead as soon as I walked up on him. So the grease tow worked. It's still smoking though. I don't know if I'm using too much tow or what, but I had to go put out embers. I'd rather not have to do that. If there are any old timers watching this, and I mean that term respectfully because I am now an old timer. You got any tips, Flintlock tips, or just any, small game tips in general? Shoot them down in the comments. Let me know. I'm learning I'm not new to black powder, but I am new to Flintlocks. So I've only been using them for 2 years now. Drop any knowledge bombs you want down in the comments. I'd appreciate it. I'll see if we can get a second squirrel today. Hopefully that means they're starting to move now. There was one on this tree, way out there. He went down. I can hear him on the ground somewhere in here now. I don't see him. Just gonna be still and see if he works his way towards us. I don't know where he went. I haven't seen or heard from him in a while. We're gonna get up and move. just carrying on over there. We gotta go look. Somewhere in here. Never saw one. We're gonna sit here and be quiet for a while. Oh, I think I missed that one. Yeah, I think I missed that one. Whoa. We'll go look. He was on the ground. There's some pines in the way. Oh. There's one. I don't want to reload. Yeah, they're all over here. But I don't really want to reload because it's getting time to go home. And I gotta clean this gun. Let's see. Where was I? He was somewhere around here. Well. Sometimes they get away. That one felt like a miss, and I'm thinking I'm correct. Yeah. Oh, we got one. Well, I think that about does it for this episode. We got 2 squirrels with the smoothbore flintlock. We missed a squirrel. That's not too bad. I'll take that. There's about an hour left of light left that I could be hunting, but I don't want to have to unload the gun again because I got to clean it when I get home. I already got a squirrel to clean too, and I think it's about time to go home and get ready for the rest of my birthday celebration. So, appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, or had a Merry Christmas by the time that I release this video. There's another rub. This place is just ate up with rubs. Anyway, I'm rambling. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. If you've got any tips, I know there's somebody out there who used to get the Dixie Gun Works catalog in the mail back when they were still in print, who was watching me make a fool of myself with these muzzle loaders. And I know you got some knowledge, and I know you got some tips, so lay them on me. What am I doing wrong? What can I do better? Especially when it comes to smoothbore. I feel like I got the rifle down, but low development for smoothbores, specifically small game and turkey. Bonus points if it's historically accurate, because that's what I want. Once again, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Y'all be safe.